Hello, Lars. What are you doing today? We're going to be playing Doki Doki Literature Club, where everything is the same as it has always been. Nothing has changed. Everything is normal. I'm just spending a lovely day at the Literature Club with Monica, Yuri, and Natsuki, the only 3 members of this club. I guess technically 4 now, considering that I am a part of the club, because I agreed and I wrote my poem. Also, why is it slanted? Have we always been why are we tilted? Has it always been tilted like this? Is it because she's leaning over? Hi, Monica. How are you? Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Yeah, no, I love literature. That's why I had to come back. So don't worry, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Oh. Your face did a thing. Thank you for keeping your promise, Keely. No problem, dude. Anything for you guys. I would hate to disappoint. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. I'll show up, write a few poems, and that's all we really do, right? So, it's fine. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Things are getting strange and normal. Everything is normal. Everything is extremely, extremely normal right now. I can already tell that this is too hot and I don't need to take a drink of it. I'm gonna set it back down. I just made that. It's too hot. It is way too hot. But you know that it's gonna get to like the perfect tea drinking temperature. And you better guzzle it at that point, because the second that it's at that temperature, it's there for maybe a minute. And then it's too cold. Too cold. Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I showed up on my own. Kind of. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Monica. You're in front of the text. Monica, I can't see. I can't see the first part. You know what? I can't read well anyways. Natsuki blank have a big mouth. Certainly has a big mouth for someone who keeps manga collection in the club room. I know what she's saying. Just gonna skip past that one. Natsuki finds herself stuck between Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Keely. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Of course, yeah. Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway. Now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read? Well, can't really say no either way. I mean, it is the Literature Club. Like you said, I'm in the club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. Oh, no. It's not that, Yuri. Like, it's a literature club. I'm supposed to read or do something like that. At least write or do something. I want to try to be a part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. A book that you bought for me? I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you want. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? You know, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. This is all new to me, so. She even picked out a book she thinks I like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. Can't help but notice her intense expression, like she's waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Oh, that's right, you noticed me noticing you, noticing me noticing you. Hi. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. Why am I so itchy? I'm always so itchy. Why am I always so itchy? But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. For the first time. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. I was focused. Then if I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... Your eyes! How long have they been like that? Apparently I'm not noticing enough. It's just going! It's still going! Where is it going? That's really distracting. That book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Oh, it's back. Okay. Not for any particular reason. Just curious how come you two have, just curious how come you have two copies of the same book. Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an anonymous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about the religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there, have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and asphyxiating. Did she describe it this way last time? I don't think she did. She didn't, right? My nose itches so much. It's probably cat beard, like, all over my face. I just fed the cats. So it makes sense. I'm pretty sure you didn't say this last time. Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. I remember you saying the story was relatable. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. That's kind of dark, isn't it? You made it sound like it was gonna be a nice story. So the dark turn came from nowhere. Are you not a fan of this sort of thing, Keely? No, it's not that. I mean, I could definitely enjoy those kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. I keep, like, analyzing everything about her, trying to see if anything is weird. Because of the eye slowly drifting. That's just, it's just that this kind of story, it's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange perspective. When a horrible thing happens, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. Then suddenly, I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. No, go ahead. Ramble as much as you want to ramble. It's fine. I'm sorry. No, it's fine. Don't apologize. You are fine. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But it feels like I should let you know that I have this problem. Well, when I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body gets what? I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Oh, yeah. I mean, you don't have to, but no, I really want to get started on this book, trust me. I really want to start reading it. What are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah! Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with somebody. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. As if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. Don't even worry about it. I do the same thing, actually. I can't help but, which I try really hard not to, but if I am next to somebody and they're doing something, I'm looking at it. I am 100% looking at what you're doing. I'm not trying to be nosy, but I am. Just know that. If you don't want me to see it, don't do it right next to me, because I will look. You really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use I've read this before. This is the first time I'm ever reading this. That's why I'm struggling to read it. Also, I think my ear needs to pop, so give me a second as I try to do that. Well, that's as good as that's gonna get. There's either a lot of wax in there because I'm a very waxy person, or I got water trapped in there because I also get water trapped in my ears a lot, which is great because that means I get swimmer's ear. Yay. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I read it wrong again. Okay, try again. It feels like my left arm is in the way. So instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. Wow, it's a great day. It's a fantastic day. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Okay, nothing off about this yet. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm, on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after I flip it to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. To be fair, look how bent her arm is. She could scoot it over. Look how much it's on her side of the desk. She could scoot it over a bit. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? No. No. I was definitely reading though. I promise. To turn the page? Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue to read. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri? This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second-guessed things she says and all that. That's what you were talking about? Sorry? Oh, that's right. Last time. Ooh, it's fine. Move forward. Move forward. We're moving forward. I thought you meant something else about her. Is this about the limbs? I think it might be about the limbs. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. It's about the limbs. It's about the limbs. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you feel sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hand on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Go get some water or whatever. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Keely? Yes? Did something happen just now? I don't think so. I have no idea. But it was strange. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no. Not really. You wouldn't be. You wouldn't be. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. Excuse you? I am an upstanding... You know what? I might have. I can't get the sentence out, so maybe I did. Nothing. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poem with each other? Yeah, sure. Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Oh, that's right, I can't show Yuri first. Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd start without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Oh, yeah, I guess these would be my two options. Okay, who should I show my poem to first? Natsuki. Because I want to go in the order that I normally go in, which is Yuri, Natsuki, Monika. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poem yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. Wait, hello there. Are you gonna say the exact same things you said before, or is it gonna be different this time? Keely, if you're not gonna take this club seriously, then go home. No, I am taking this club so seriously. Harsh. What, you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put effort in. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Okay, normal interaction, normal interaction. Painful to think about? Yeah, that's right, now give your poem to me. Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'd tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. Oh, it's the same! Okay, eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can't try, but that's about it. Very good. I liked it a lot. Very good, very good. I do remember it because hers was much shorter, the first one that she had. And very easy to read. I told you weren't gonna like it. No, I love it. I love it. And I have words to say about it if you want me to. I mean, he probably doesn't, but I've read it before, so I got words to say. Just be honest. I am! Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about the simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. Just let her have it. Just let her have it. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, that I won't take that away from her. Monica next, I guess. Hi, Keely. Having a good time so far? I mean, sure. You definitely. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. I mean, that is what we're doing right now, so. See, it's at the good temperature now, which means it's about to be cold really quickly. So I'm just gonna take a few sips, enjoy it while it's nice. I almost spilled, but it's fine. Don't even worry about it. Anyway, don't worry, Keely. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Keely. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism? Really? I had no idea. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be starved for social interaction. So don't blame her for coming out a little strongly. Like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri! We're definitely not talking behind your back, I promise. She is. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize, just give me a poem. I want to see if it— oh wait, Monica hasn't given me her poem yet. Monica, where's your poem? We still have plenty of time, so I'm glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way. I feel like I read wrong. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings. But my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in the room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrolling plays tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fear, I brandish my pen. This is not the same poem. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Right? It's not the same poem? I'm pretty sure it's not the same poem. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. That's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. Kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. This was definitely the same as last one. I mean, not the same as last one. This is the first time I'm getting a writing tip from her. Another way to think about this is if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for the day. Thanks for listening. Okay. Who should I show my poem to next? Probably to Yuri, since she's the only other person here. Hello. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Are you saying that you liked it? Because I know that my writing's not that good. Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's gonna hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. It's fine if you like my poem, it's fine. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicate you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I gotta learn to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognized in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end results in both the styles and expressiveness. Nope, I'm gonna keep going. Our weekend. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her mind demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you a valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased how? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thoughts, my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe calm, breathing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I struggled in this section last time too. Calm breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. It's the same as the last one I read, so there's that. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. Yeah, fuck you for that still. Fuck you for that. But I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. That's because I got stuck on, what are those things called? Because it's not a comma, but it's like the one with the, and then the dot above it. I don't remember what they're called. Anyway. Well, I just don't really read script very often. I actually think your handwriting's pretty. Yeah, very pretty. That's a relief. Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it wasn't really descriptive. No, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all, no. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. I hit my wrist. Ow. Are you into Ghost Yuri? That sophisticated laugh of yours. Ooh. Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all, Keely. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. Remember, the poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story and paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of it that. That's impressive. Very impressive. It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so no, definitely not. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Of course, yeah. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you, Keely. For me? Me too. I'll do the best for you too. Okay, I'm glad that that's over. Now, if I remember right, there's a fight? Right? I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. Just the music felt off for a second. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They're gingerly exchanging sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with the language? Oh, did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively turns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess? I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. Oh, here we go again. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and Keely did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. You know what? I'm gonna take that as an insult as well because what about my poem? What about my poem? And Keely liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. I don't want to be brought back into this situation that I've never been in before. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Keely appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. How did you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Oh, well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew bigger as soon as Keely started showing up. Natsuki! Oh, Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. Taking out your own insecurities on others like that. You really act as young as you look, Nazi. Me? Look, oh, look who's talking. You want to be edgy, bitch. Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. See? Just saying that proves my point. We need a certain somebody to come back and break this up, please. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know. If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing— I can't read— just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Whoa, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad, you already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Keely hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. I don't want to be here any more than I wanted to be here last time. Suddenly, Yuri turns towards me after she just noticed I was standing here. Keely! She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. I can't read that fast. I'm gonna pick Yuri, I guess. Can no, wait. Hi. Hi. I don't like this anymore. I don't want this anymore. Can you go away, please? Don't bite this. Can I? Hey, can I? Hey, Keely? Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay? Sorry about that. You know, thank you, Monica. I didn't want to pick between them. So the fact that I don't have to pick is kind of nice. Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Yeah. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. Oh, she's crying. No. Oh, baby. I don't know how to comfort people who cry. She quickly runs away. Oh, dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri? Are you okay? I didn't mean it. I believe you. I believe you. Take a breath. Calm down. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Keely? Please don't hate me, please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it tomorrow. Completely. Because you're going to wipe her mind? Anyway. The meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president. I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm the vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Keely. Yeah. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. guess I don't really have a choice, do I? Sorry for causing you trouble. But I didn't get... Okay, that's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Let's go ahead and do our poem really quick. After image. Oh, what's that? I don't know what that is. Agonizing. Vivacious. Disoriented. Fester. Intellectual. Grief. Contamination. Unrestrained. I wonder if pure. Spinning? No. I really just need to pick pure because I keep looking at it. Big word. Always pick a big word if you don't know. Horror. Misfortune. Disarray. Crimson. Essence. That's not it. I know it's not that. I know it's not this, but I feel like every other word is for her. Wonderful? I don't think... I really couldn't see a word that was hers. Anxiety. Graveyard. Melancholy. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna leave it here now. That was something. Now we know what happens when a certain member of the club is not a member of the club anymore. I don't think I like this anymore, and I'm not excited to continue. But I also want to know so much more. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did like the video, if you want to see more, then subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.